Welcome back everybody to the channel. I am Flash and thank you for joining me for another Marvel Snap video. And this video, we are going to be talking about Prodigy, the new card coming to Marvel Snap. Well, today, if you're watching this video when it goes out, by now you should be able to acquire the card and we should know some things, but that'll be, we'll get some more gameplay and stuff. You'll see that in another video, but in this video, we're just going to be talking about the card, going over what it does, etc, etc. So let's talk about Prodigy and see if you should be thinking about spending your hard-earned tokens on snap packs for Prodigy. Let's go. And as always, if you could take care of this quick housekeeping, like, subscribe, get this video out. Like I said, we got the traction going. We're going to be giving almost daily videos here. We're headed in a good direction. Now, Prodigy, the brand new card hitting Marvel Snap today. On reveal 3-4. If this is in the back row, copy the text of the card in front of it. Now, before we get into how I feel about it, before we get into certain applications, different cards, decks, etc., places you might be able to find some success with this card, let me give you a visual example, because like myself, as an ADHDer, neurodivergent, we need to see the things, because sometimes you see the words and you're like, I don't know what that means, and that's okay, right? So let's slide on over to another screen here, and I'm going to show you some examples of what exactly this means. Okay, so what we have here, and this is obviously Prodigy is not on this board state, but back row, we are referencing cards that from left to right, top to bottom. Card 1 is Ant-Man, card 2 is the Shield, card 3 is Goliath, and card 4 is Cosmo in this instance. Okay, now the back row, as it were, which we should all know by now, dealing with stuff like Captain Card or whatever, the back row cards 3 and 4, right? In this case, Goliath, Cosmo. Now, let's say that Prodigy, you've played to the board as card 3 in the Goliath slot. His on reveal will happen and he will copy the text of the card directly in front of him, which in this case is card 1 or Ant-Man. And now Prodigy has assumed the text of Ant-Man. And if Prodigy was card 4 Cosmo, he'd copy the text of the Shield, card 2. This is, well, let's get back to the other screen. Let me get back to the card and we should, let's go back. Okay, so with that being said, you can see where a natural home for Prodigy is going to be, right? Cards that have either a static text, and static, I mean like an onboard text that is not on reveal, that is not ongoing, something like Collector, for example, something like Bullseye. Just a quick interjection here, me from the future of the past. Yes, I'm aware I'm aware that Bullseye is an activate, and that is probably something that is going to be a unique application as well, but it's not an uninteractive text like Collector's static ability. It is something that you have to interact with. But yes, I am aware that Bullseye is an activate. Okay, we don't have to do the but you do blah, 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 blah. Yes, okay, but we just we go forth. All right, back to it. Right here, I'm going with that. Cards that just have an ability, have an onboard text that isn't disruptible by anything other than Red Guardian, right? So the thing with Prodigy is going to want to copy stuff like that, and of course ongoing abilities, things that are happening just consistently over the course of the game. Having sticking Prodigy behind a card that has an on reveal text on it, I don't know how this card is going to work with Surge. I have no clue. Don't ask me. I don't know. Maybe. Nope, I got nothing for you now. But in my humble opinion and expertise of what I know how this game is loosely designed. Do not put Prodigy behind a card that has an on reveal text, because now what I don't know, if you stick Prodigy behind an on reveal card, is the on reveal going to trigger again? I don't know. If it does, well, then that kind of changes everything, right? Then yeah, stick Prodigy behind an on reveal card, because it will trigger again. Now, if it doesn't trigger again, if he's just copying the text and it does not trigger again, then that's a waste. Don't do that. Okay. You're gonna want to use Prodigy in the same way you'd kind of use Mystique. Prodigy is like Mystique for ongoing cards and static text cards, right? Again, your collectors, your bullseyes, stuff like that. Whereas Mystique is only copying, and of course she can copy it anywhere on the board, but because Prodigy has a wider scope of being able to copy more things, he has a much more limited application where he has to be in the back row behind a very specific card that you want to copy. And the fact that he costs 3/4 is going to be interesting as well, because it's an interesting stat line, considering that he's going to want to end up behind, smaller cards. Like, y'all know me, I'm thinking Iron Man, because always I'm thinking Iron Man. But how do you get Prodigy? You're not going to end up in a lot of situations where Iron Man is card 1 or card 2 in your lane. Iron Man is almost always card 3 or 4, right, in your lane, you know. So I don't know, unless it's like a Mystique, so you get Iron Man 5, copy in another lane, right, with Mystique, and have her in like the 2 location. That still wouldn't work, because he would need to be in the 4 location if Mystique is in the 2 location. See where this starts to become an issue? I think, but again, you look at cheaper things. Ant-Man is a good example. You look at cheaper things, you look at Ant-Man, you look at Collector, you look at Bullseye, you look at these cards that are cost like 1, 2, 3, and they're gonna be in slot 1 and 2, and in Prodigy you can find a way to very uniquely position Prodigy directly behind those cards without a lot of struggle. You don't want this to feel like a chore. Otherwise you're like, well, what's the point? I don't want to do this. I'll just play Mystique, or I'll play whatever, right? Prodigy also, in a kind of sneaky kind of way, replaces Frigga in those Bullseye Collector things. Because think about it, Frigga is a 2-step process. Frigga says, play your Collector, I'm gonna copy it with Frigga, right? She's gonna make a copy of it, then you gotta play that thing. Prodigy kind of skips that process, where it's like, okay, I have Collector down, I can play Prodigy behind Collector later. Now I have 2 Collectors, but of course they're in the same lane, and that's not also necessarily a good idea. I think this card is going to be good. Now let's segue into let's segue into my thoughts and what I think. All right, spoiler, I think this card is gonna be good. Every season we get 4 cards, sometimes 5 like last season in a long month, but that doesn't happen very often. So you're getting 4 cards every month outside of the season pass card. It is of my humble opinion, especially recently, that the direction that this game has been going is that you get 1 good card that kind of stands out, 2 cards that are kind of like, oh, I think those are good, and those fit in some places, and a lot of people can find use for them, and they're pretty good, but not like a banger, quote unquote, like this kind of 1 card. Not broken or anything. Like, I think Surge is in that realm of just like, man, let's get Surge, she's really good, did it right? 2 more cards that fit into the realm of, actually, that might be good. It might be better over time. It might not be a banger out the gate, but it gets better, but solid cards. And this month I look at that and it's like Prodigy and Zorn. Again, spoiler alert going forward. And then there's 1 card that kind of falls below the other 3. And I think you know what that is for this month without having to spell it out. All right, look, I think Prodigy is gonna be very good. Sadly, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Prodigy sort of kind of can fit in these Thanos decks. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Here's another card that can be used in the toolbox that is Thanos. And I'm sorry if that is going to hurt, but it's just the truth. Because Thanos has especially this, good Christ almighty, especially the Thanos ongoing deck. It has a lot of cheap things that you might want to be copying. It's got Ant-Man, it's got Goliath, it has, depending on your build of it, right? It has speed, it has, what else? Shit, Moonstone, some of them. There's a lot of things in that. Fucking Sam Wilson, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry we're getting another card that seems like it just slots into Thanos. Now, what I'm not telling you is that, oh, this is a Thanos card, like that's its only home. No. Please look for other ways to uniquely use this card, but it's gonna go in Thanos. Just understand that it's going to go there, plus wherever else it goes, but it's for sure gonna go in this Thanos deck. I think it's gonna be very good. This is a good card. This is thumbs up. If I'm going back to doing yeah or nah, I haven't decided yet, but if this is yeah or nah, this is definitely yeah. I would say lean towards picking this up if you have the resources to do so. If not, don't, because this is not a card like, oh, is this a must get? No, it's not a must get across the applications, because it requires unique deck building and very specific applications. So no, don't just, oh yeah, I gotta get it. No, you don't. No, you don't. The decks that you were playing before are still going to be just as good without Prodigy, I promise you. A lot of that case is the same for Surge. I think Surge is a little bit higher on the, you should probably get that, right? But I digress. Prodigy is thumbs up for me. Definitely a yeah. That's all I got. Let's close this out. All right, fine people, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, taking a ride, finding out a little bit more about Prodigy. Hopefully you know more now than you did before you clicked on this video. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna have video with gameplay. I'm gonna have decks I'm gonna be trying out. That's probably tomorrow's video where I'm gonna have stuff like that. But like I said, it takes some time. Let's not 2 hours in or like, oh, Prodigy sucks, Prodigy's great. Let's let it cook for a little bit, okay? Give it a few days. Give it 3, 4, 5 days. You have the whole week again to decide. Snap packs have also changed. You have more than a week. You have time. Just relax, feel it out, see how, the card grows on you, okay? Like I said, like, subscribe, do all those fun things. We got more coming. Like I said, check out my new channel, Snacking with Flash. And that's it. We're done. I will catch you guys on the next video. Flash signing off. Peace.